Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a trying new makeup. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail, we have a lot of new products here that I have been eager to try on camera. Lots of e.l.f., new Patrick Ta, LYS. We have a lot of stuff here. So I'm gonna actually just jump into this video. We don't have brows on to start. We're doing brows in full in this video because I have the e.l.f. Brow Lift here, which I've been really wanting to use. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the ABH Brow Freeze, which I actually didn't care for, but I've used other products with this sort of consistency, which I really have liked. So I'm hoping that this e.l.f. one is really good. And I do have a disposable spoolie here that I'm going to use with this product because I do find them to be best with this just because they get really gunky and they're hard to clean. I can already tell from the initial consistency that I like this. So as long as this holds throughout the day, I definitely feel like I'm going to like this product because I can just see how it gives that laminated effect to the brows, which I really like. After it's set a little bit, I go back and flatten out the top, and that just creates how big and full I want my brows, because normally I don't want them sticking up this much, so I do flatten them out a little bit. Now just shaping the brow and creating the max height. Still feels a little bit tacky, hasn't dried down as fast as others that I use. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit till I feel like I can go in with my pencil without it disturbing. But I do have two new brow pencils that I was deciding on using, and I think I'm going to use the Patrick Ta in this video. I do have the new Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Pencil that I have tried. However, it gives more of a filled in look, and you guys know I like to see individual strokes. So I've tried the Patrick Ta as well, and that gives more of a brow that I want. I have number 4 in the Benefit, and then I have the middle shade, which is medium brown, in the Patrick Ta. So it just depends on kind of how you want your brows. This would be really good for quick everyday brows if you like a filled in look. This one is definitely tinier, has kind of an oval shape to it, but I feel like retains that precision that you can really create those hair-like strokes with this specific shape, because I was worried it was going to be a thicker one, but I feel like this is small enough to work for those really nice hair-like strokes. So I can definitely feel that this has created some sort of barrier. A little bit hard for the product to go down. That's why I like the pens that I use, because it's a liquid and easier to go over these gels. I know I already like this brow pencil, but the formula just doesn't gel well with the e.l.f. Brow Lift, only because it's not allowing the pigment to really go down. Just this one, I'm struggling a little bit to fill in the tail area and right here. Might have to get my brow pen out. Got a new shade in my NYX Brow Lift and Snatch. Have brunette now. I was using espresso. Now I'm just cleaning up my brows with the Jouer High Coverage Concealer, which I just got in PR. I think I've tried a sample of this in the past. I just never bought a full size. I will also be using this on my face. For eyes, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm just going to do a little bit of bronzer in the crease. I've been absolutely loving this one from L'Oreal. Have the shade Tan, and it makes for a great crease color. I wanted to do the Siren Eye trend, so we're going to be focusing on liner for this look. There's different ways you can do siren eyes. Just make sure you're bringing everything out instead of rounding it. And I do that a lot of the times anyways. So this is kind of like a normal look for me. There's just more work in the inner corner, which I don't typically do. I'm going to use some of the browns in this Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is the darker of the two. Taking transition just on a small brush, beginning to deepen up my lash line. You can also use tape out here if you want to create that really crisp edge. And one of the most helpful tips I have come across for eyeliner lately is I used to follow the lower lash line, so this would go a little bit higher up, but you can see that this is going more straight. I'm going to poke myself in the eye. This is going more straight out, and that's because I'm following the curve of this part of my brow. So the inner part of my brow is how I'm creating that angle for my eyeliner instead of following the natural curve of my lower lash line, which would bring this more up. I hope that makes sense. I think it does, but this definitely has helped the look and shape of my eyes, and I do like following that line as opposed to my lower lash line, which is always what I heard. This is just a new technique that I've learned that I've just really liked the look of. So test it out. I hope it helps you guys out too. I just think it's a more flattering look for my eye shape. Once I lay down each color, I'm just taking a clean brush and smoking that out. I like to start out light and then I can gradually decide how dark I want to make my siren eye. Then going in with the shade Smoke, just deepening up a little bit more. And blending it out. I'm just sticking with that, doing a daytime siren eye. You can add black to this, really deepen it up. Depends on what you see. People are making it super smoky. I want it more natural looking, but still prominent. So this is kind of how I like to wear it for a more daytime look, which I am wearing today. Then I just have to add pencil in the inner corner and I'll set it with some shadow. I like to do that after mascara, just in case I get any bleeding or anything like that. I'm gonna move on to my mascara now. And I have a new one from Maybelline that I've never tried before. It is their Green Edition Mega Mousse Mascara, weightless volume, and it looks like this. I am curious to try it. The brush is slightly angled, bio-based fiber brush. I have it in the shade Very Black. The brush is fairly large and it has a curve to it. This should cut my lashes quite nicely. I don't typically like mousse formulas. This is going on really smooth. It's not wet, it's not clumping up. I find it's light in volume. I definitely see the weightless quality, so this might take a little bit longer to build volume just due to the formula. I'm just curious how this wears, if this is going to set nicely, smudge, flake, all those things I don't want. I went into this thinking I would dislike this mascara, but I'm actually really liking how it's going on. 3 dips in the tube. I feel like it is starting to plump up a little bit now, so I'm going to leave it like this because otherwise I think it's going to be a little too much. Ardell sent me over some lashes recently and these are a classic. I've used these for years, but you know what? I think they're going to work nicely for this subtle siren eye that I'm doing. I'm going to use the Demi Wispies and I'm going to cut off quite a bit of the end just so that they're corner lashes on my eyes. Lashes are done. We will finish off the inner corner and the lower lash line once complexion is done. So I have a ton of complexion here to share with you guys. I was going to do a dedicated video on the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. However, I've seen a million out there, so you know what? Just doing it in a trying new makeup. And I've also seen this on TikTok and I thought this would be a really good combination. So I'm using both of them here and they're both very, very popular, went viral on TikTok. This is the Dermablend Flawless Creator Multi-Use Liquid Pigments. People are saying this is the most full coverage foundation ever. This is the type of product, since they're liquid pigments, is great as a mixer. And that's why I thought it would beef up the coverage of the e.l.f. and be a great little concoction that we can try on my channel. I have the shade 37W in the Flawless Creator. I think this is going to be too light for me. And I also have 2 shades in the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have light medium and medium. So I'm going to show you what the e.l.f. looks like and then we are going to mix a little bit of each together to create my base. That is the light medium. That is the medium. I am in between those and there's no in between shades of these. So I don't feel like I'm quite a medium. I don't feel like I'm a light medium. That's ideal, right? So how beautiful is that? It gives glow to the skin, a little bit of tint. I'm gonna do this all over the face so that you can see how this looks. Nice big doe foot applicator. Heavy glass packaging, gorgeous, gorgeous product. That's what the e.l.f. looks like on the skin. It's just a really beautiful natural glow and provides a little bit of a tint. Definitely a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury if you have that. I do find this has a little bit more tint to it than that one and a little less glow, which is more flattering on texture and pores. And now we're going to go ahead and mix some of the e.l.f. with the Dermablend Flawless Creator to create our base. Definitely too light for me. So we're gonna go ahead and use the medium from e.l.f. and hope for the best. The Dermablend is super, super thin. If you ever tried those NYX liquid pigments, comparable to that, probably less liquidy though, you still need to shake it very well. This is the perfect sort of product to mix with the e.l.f. because you keep that glow get a little bit more coverage, which I would like. Feels lightweight on the skin. I have used the Dermablend on its own. Little too full coverage for me, just like the NYX pigment drops. I'd never use that on its own. I like it as a mixer, so that's how I used it today. I do still think I'm too light, but the finish of this is beautiful and added just enough coverage to still make that e.l.f. look like I'm just wearing the e.l.f. just with more coverage, which is exactly what I wanted. So I love that I tested that out in this video. Then I'm going to take that G-Wave Full Coverage Concealer and I'm going to just apply a little bit under the eye. So I noticed even when I was blending out my eyelid concealer that I don't like this Jouer concealer with a sponge. So I'm going to try my BK Beauty Anti-Hot and Flashy brush just to blend everything out. Definitely full coverage. You can't see my age spot now. Then using the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I bought this because a subscriber told me that this is comparable to the Charlotte Tilbury. And then a lot of you said in my video that it's probably more so like the Patrick Star One Size powder that I really like because it's very full coverage. So I would have to agree with the later because I have used this. The Charlotte is a little bit more hydrating and less full coverage than this one. I like both though. You guys know my love for the Patrick Star, so it's not a bad thing. That definitely set those under eyes. Looks very matte, really smooth. Before I powder my face, I have been dying to use this. I've had this I think since June and I'm only getting around to using it now. It's the LYS Beauty No Limits Cream Bronzer Stick and I've heard such great things about this product. This is what the packaging looks like. I'm not going to apply this directly to my face because I hear this is super pigmented, but since I am considerably lighter than my body right now, this should do a good job at bringing things together and matching it in. So just using a little bit on my brush. Very emollient, easy to work with. Oh yeah. Probably should have even waited to set my under eyes. It's a really pretty color. And I got the shade medium in case you're wondering. My under eyes are quite bright right now. I got a fair powder in the e.l.f. Probably shouldn't have gone that light. But I was guessing online. I don't have the camo powder near me. But I definitely need to go in store and figure out my shade. Just to blend everything together, I always like going over top with my foundation brush. Just makes everything a little more seamless. To set my face, I'm just going to lightly go over it with my One Size powder. This is just going to bring that golden undertone back into my skin and make me look a little less ashy just because that foundation was a little light for me. For blush, I thought I would try out one of these She Glam Clear and Bright liquid blushes. And this is in the shade Orgasm, which I'm assuming is supposed to be a dupe for the NARS one. They might have changed the name of these now. I had these for a while too. I just haven't got around to using them. But I saw these on TikTok as well and thought, you know what? That looks like something I would like. So I'm just going to place a couple dots on the cheek high up because that's where I've been liking my blush. And then just blend it out with the brush I was using for bronzer. That blended out so easily. I can see why people like these. I hope it lasts. That's nice. You go a little bit more blushy. We're gonna keep it soft. Then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take some brown pencil, put it in my lower waterline and also that very inner corner. And I'm going to set it with some shadow in this teeny tiny flat brush from Ruffer. It's a number 29. This is great for precision work and especially for that inner corner. A must-have. If you have really tiny tear ducts like me and some skin that folds over so you can hardly see the tear duct, it just makes it a lot easier for us with these difficult tear ducts. I had a little bit of this Sigma Hydro Melt lip mask on prior to filming. Really, really like this. I think it's super pretty. My foundation kind of took it off, but whatever remainder I am going to remove. And I want to do pink lips with a really deep contrast for lip pencils. So I found this one from Buxom. It's the Powerline Plumping Lip Liner in Recharged Ruby. This one is a pretty thick pencil, has a teardrop shape to it. I do find these a little bit difficult to work with, especially when they get dull. New one is a little bit easier. Just going to overline the lips. Then for lip color, I haven't used this in quite a while. It's one of my favorite lipstick formulas. It's from Bare Minerals. This is the best thing they do. It's these Mineralist Hydro Smoothing lipsticks. This is the shade Grace. You would already know my love for this lip color because I've mentioned it so many times. And these lip liners from Buxom are really handy because when you want to get this kind of gradient look, you have a little brush on the end. So I'm just going to blend everything together. The lip pencil deepened up the color a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to add in this Sephora cream lip stain, just a little bit to lighten up the center. Now that my makeup is complete, I'm going to just hop off camera, finish off my hair, get dressed, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts on these products. I am back. This is the completed look. What do you guys think? Did you like these products? Did you not? Are you going to pick these up? Have you already picked them up? I'd love to know in the comments, but I'm just going to blast through my final thoughts on these products. e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Beautiful, affordable dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is finally available at Shoppers Drug Mart if you're in Canada, so great place to go pick it up. I don't believe they carry the whole shade range though, so you might have to go online to purchase depending on where you fall in the range that they have, but I would love to see an extension of the shade range because it is such a flawless, beautiful product. The Dermablend Flawless Creator is a great option if you want to boost up coverage. You could use this on your own like I've been seeing on TikTok. That's not how I would use it. I don't like anything super full coverage. I still like my skin to show through and look natural. Very, very lightweight though, so if you do need that amount of coverage, it's not going to look heavy or cakey on you in the slightest. So Dermablend, a great brand to check out if you need full coverage. I've used their concealer before as well, and their body makeup. Excellent products. For brows, I have the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I do like this more than the Anastasia Brow Freeze, but I do feel like it still gives that kind of waxy sort of finish, which I have a hard time with my favorite pencils and pens going on my brows, which I did find the same with this. This brow specifically still needs a little bit of work. But overall, I do like how my brows turned out, and they haven't fallen yet. It does look very natural compared to some of my other products that I have that are similar to this. Some just lay the brows a little bit better on my skin that I have found the benefit and the got to be I still would purchase over this one just based off first impression. I have the Patrick Ta Major Brow Defining Pencil in medium brown. I actually really like this. I thought I wasn't going to like it because I was afraid it was going to be a little too thick for the tip of this, but it does still create hair-like strokes minus this product that I used prior, but I like the color of this. I think it's suitable for my hair and gives me a more natural looking brow. Let me know if you've noticed a difference in my brows for color and how soft they look. Then this Sigma Hydro Melt Lip Mask. Really enjoyed this. I had this on prior to even filming. The LYS bronzer stick is beautiful, extremely emollient. This is going to give you more of a contour look versus bronze just due to the undertone of this. It's not as warm as the Rare Beauty ones. I like both of them. I would probably still pick the Rare Beauty over this just due to the color. I think it's a little bit more flattering, and these do run dark. Just keep that in mind when you're purchasing these, but beautiful, beautiful product. I love everything about LYS, what they stand for, their products. I've had really good success with the brand, so love that. This caught me by surprise. It's the Maybelline Green Edition Mega Mousse Mascara. This made my lashes look really nice, super soft. I don't feel any sort of mascara on my lashes. I did have to build it up quite a bit to get any sort of volume versus other mascaras I've used in the past, but definitely one worth checking out as long as this doesn't smudge or flake on me. I'll keep you updated in the comments section. Then the Jouer High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I do find it's a little too heavy for my eyes specifically. I know so many people swear by this concealer. It is creasing slightly underneath my eyes. I probably would need a deeper concealer too. I'm going to continue to test this out. It wasn't my favorite with a sponge. It did work a lot better with a brush, but I do feel like it's still a little bit heavy for underneath my eyes. Then I have the She Glam Clear and Bright Liquid Blush. This is beautiful. This just blended out so seamlessly, gave a good amount of glow. It worked perfectly with the product selection today. Highly recommend, good price point. I've used these lip pencils before on my channel. They're the Buxom Powerline Plumping Lip Liner. These are good up until a certain point. Once they start to dull out on the edges, I don't find it as easy to line the lips. Work today because this one's a brand new color I haven't used yet, but that's the issue that I have with these. Do love that it comes with a brush though to give you that blended look. And then the last thing that is new on my channel is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette, and this is the dark version. I have used the light one on my channel before. Just use a couple colors in this, so this isn't a true test of this. These were also limited edition, so I don't know if you can get it, but I really like the light one, and I'm assuming I'm probably gonna like that one too, but haven't tested that one enough to say for sure. But that is all the new products that I used on my channel today that I wanted to review for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this trying new makeup. Thank you for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you have not already, I would absolutely love for you to hit the subscribe button and join the family here. The red button below, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.